It's another Saturday night. It's actually happening on Saturday. So anyway, hang on. When I go live, they put a ad before the video. I didn't know they did that. Huh. Well, crap. How about that? Anyway, so I guess that kind of changes the way I come into these videos. So, hey, what's up, everybody? How about that? All right. Go. Let me make a really quick post. Maybe. That's going to be the goal here. If it doesn't even pop up in my recommended, how cool is that? Lots of, I don't know, I guess not too much interesting has happened over the past week. Why don't you guys fill me on what you think are relevant current events, other than the fact that gasoline has went absolutely ridiculously out of control, and the stuff that I guess what would be good would be good news. Is there any good news over the past week? LC, Molleigh and Mae. That's I'm going to refer to them as that. That way, it's not just the kids, and yeah, I think that'll be good. I'm glad I get to do that. Huh? That's cool. Huh? There's a video in my recommended that you guys. I don't know if you guys watch Steve Will Do It. He's given Donald Trump $100,000 presidential Rolex. All right. For some reason, my live stream did not pop up in my recommended. You know that's awesome. Going into my channel now. There we go. Copy the link. And try to take a screenshot with this extremely crappy phone. It's not going to work. Come on. I hate this phone with a passion. My other one just broke yesterday. I mean, it completely crapped the bed and will not work anymore. The one that I typically use as my backup, so that I can do stuff like this while, while I'm live. Jeez. Oh, come on. What are you doing back in here, bud? I'm about to give up on it. Oh, jeez. Alright. Let's try it this way. Haha. Hey, how about that? Okay. Got that part done. Sebastian. Hey, Ethan, come and get the dog, dude. I just took him back the hallway so my son could keep an eye on him because he doesn't want to be alone right now. And he just let him walk back in here. Golly, this phone sucks so bad. I've got to get a new phone. This is the one that I'm currently... Oh, cool. The YouTube app stopped working. I'm going to try it one more time. There it is. YouTube keeps stopping. Awesome. While I'm screwing around with this, I'm going to try it without the uploading the image, maybe. It's probably not going to work. The clip tray. Upload image. Might work. And I think it worked. Cool. All right. So that's done. Finally. I've got these meat sticks that Delicious sent, and he said you can't just kind of hang on to these. So, Cabanosi, and it's exclusive. They kind of look like they're from Germany, right? Let's see here. I'm sure they're just Polish. Looks like that is the Best By date of 2/14. So, was that Valentine's Day? I don't know when Valentine's Day is. Maybe that was Valentine's Day, the 14th of February, 2022. So they're not too far out of date. Anybody who can read Polish, there's some words for you to look at. There's like what film? What is this? I guess this is like a good snack for if you're riding a bike, looking at a laptop, if you're in school, traveling the world, or sitting there watching YouTube videos, I guess is what that would be. That's an interesting little bit of marketing on the back there. There's your temperature for storage. So 2 degrees Celsius up to 25 degrees Celsius, which I have no idea what that translates to in the Fahrenheit. I think that's like, what, like 75? Anyway, he said to eat these. So I'm going to get these opened up, and we're going to give them a try right now. Maybe I'm going to get them opened up. Probably supposed to just... I guess not. Huh. And of course, it wouldn't be a live stream if it didn't stop at least once. Last time I think it only did stop once. This time it'll probably be different. I think YouTube's kind of been funky. Ooh, wow, those really have a smell to them. A familiar smell as well. This, believe it or not, this smells like a canned luncheon meat from a Polish ration. Something, I don't know, inherently Polish about this particular scent of processed meat. It smells very meaty, I guess you'd say. And I've realized something, I think really just today, or maybe last night. I guess it's been going on for at least a week or so, maybe a little longer, give or take a day or two, I don't know. But my taste and smell is operating on about a 20 to 30% efficiency right now. I am not 100% as far as what I can taste and smell. Sometimes I can't hardly smell anything at all. This has a very strong scent. But last night, I went to get pizza. Right as we had a snowstorm hit us. Like, luckily I made it there and back in my car, because my car will not move in the snow, but I made it back. And, you know, of course, the smell of the pizza. There's 2 pizzas, 2 pastas, and 2 different breadsticks. One a regular breadstick and a one with cheese on it. But I smelled it. It smelled really good. It was hot. It was fresh. And I had like a influx of scents that I hadn't really smelled a strong smell like that in days. And obviously it made me hungry. And I got home. And I was like, okay, I want to eat this while it's fresh. And I did that, but I could tell that my taste buds were just not functioning, not even close to what they should have been. And then I tried to eat half a piece of pizza when it was cold, and I could basically not taste it at all. Now, while it was hot, I I would say I was picking up probably 30% of what the scent was, the taste was, but it's really weird. COVID, this time I did not completely lose my taste and smell like I did when I had it the first time. When I had it the first time, I wish I would have taken advantage of it and tried a bunch of different hot sauces and hot stuff just to, yeah, eating onions, biting into an onion, and eating raw garlic, which is crazy, and maybe like some wasabi, just crazy stuff, because I could have done that and I couldn't have tasted it at all. But this time, it's not that way. I still have some of my taste and smell. It's just not 100%. It's not even. It's well less than 50%. Anyway, so there's a couple like little ones in here, and you can see they're a little bit greasy. Kind of I'll be honest, not appetizing looking at all. Although they do smell really good. They smell like they got pork in them. It may just be pork. Some of those spices that you typically get in like a canned luncheon meat. It smells like some sort of green spices in there. I'm not exactly sure. I can't pinpoint what that spice smell is. I wish I knew what that was. But again, it's just I'm not functioning here like I should be. All right, I want to give it a try. Yeah, it does look similar to what we would give to a dog here in the United States. I don't know how common these are in Poland. I don't know if this is something you see in every gas station, and a lot of folks pick it up and eat it. But here we go. Down the hatch with Mr. Meat Stick here. It's definitely not a Slim Jim. Okay. Immediately I can tell that I'm getting that coating on the inside of my mouth, which is the same thing that a Slim Jim would do. That greasy, but it's not as bad as a Slim Jim. I would say this is probably got about 20% of the greasiness of that mouth coating that a Slim Jim would have, but it's a lot smaller too. There's a look at the inside of it, kind of a cross section. Look at the like a processed pork, maybe. I don't think that's beef. I guess it could be. I know there was another little one in there. I don't know what happened to it. There it is. This would be really good with some cheese and some crackers. That's what I'm thinking. It actually is pretty tasty. A little bit salty, very savory, very meaty. It tastes very natural though. It doesn't taste like fake TVP, or a lot of times there's like fillers in stuff like this. This doesn't taste like it's got that going on. This tastes like it's just a lot of natural flavor and I guess just meat. So it's actually pretty good, surprisingly. It does not look good. I'm not going to dance around that. It's not appealing looking at all, but it's quite tasty. I wish my older son was here. He would give a good opinion on this. All right. So I had to put this off for a week because obviously I've been sick. But we're going to get back to it this week. And we're really going to dig in. I don't plan on making a box of macaroni and cheese tonight. Although, I might start a live stream off with trying all three of these together. I don't like to be wasteful. But, not like I'll waste them. But, these heat up just fine. like Kraft macaroni and cheese. I heat that stuff up and it's just fine. I assume that'd be the same way. Maybe add a little bit of milk to it, mix it up really good, and then heat it up, so it doesn't get real, sticky and dry. I'm not a huge fan of macaroni and cheese that's really, really thick. Some of the best macaroni and cheese I ever had was at Dave & Buster's years ago. Last time I had it there, it wasn't nowhere near as good as it was the first time. So there is the eating utensil. Here is the accessory pack. And we're also going to get out the Dutch delicacies here. And we have lunch and dinner. Let's I don't remember what was in either one. So let me get this box out of the way. Let's take a look really quick at what we've got here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I knew I didn't have a good grip on that when I started. All right. This is dinner, and this is lunch. So there's a korma in the lunch. Let's just take a real quick scan. Truly natural. She did say also that she looked for the more healthy option when building this, which I can fully appreciate. And I did notice that a lot of things I read were organic. And yeah, just they look really healthy. So this looks interesting. Like I said, though, whenever I pulled this out the first time, it's not going to look like that. This is probably just in a retort inside this box. So there's the korma. What else do we have in here? Oh, this is got the Bagel Crisp in it. Get out of there. Get out of there. Go on. We have the salmon pate. Go with those Bagel Crisps. And the herring fillets. And we have the RX bar. This one is chocolate sea salt. So it's a chocolate flavored one. Alright, so we got herring, salmon pate, bagels, and the korma. And this is lunch. So more of a lighter type of meal here. There's a lot of Bagel Crisps right there as well. Everything's like to the utmost quality, I will say. It seems like I don't know these brands because this is not stuff really that I recognize brand wise. I nothing in there do I see in my local grocery store. Of course, I've never looked for those. I've never looked for salmon fillets, or is that what those were? Salmon fillets? I can't remember. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. No, salmon pate. And the fillets were... can't remember. So this is the dinner with the chocolate bar. Garlic corn nuts. I think these are corn nuts, pretty sure. Bawang Cornick. Hey, dude, you can't keep doing this. Alright? Put you up on the couch. Lay down. Hey, stop that. Oh, my old puppy. He legit is just old and worn out and doesn't know where he's at, I don't think, half the time. He knows where he's at. He knows he wants to be somewhere else. He's having a lot of breathing problems. He's swollen right now, though. He needs more medicine. I'm going to give him some here in a little bit, but yeah. Anyway, moving on. Oh, yeah, smoked oysters. I don't know about this one. I mean, I don't know. I'll look at it. I don't know if I'll eat that one or not. That's a little beyond my comfort zone. Peanut butter chocolate. So that's probably the best one of those, if I was to guess, for an American palate. And we have some flaked light tuna, cloverleaf spicy Thai chili. Okay, I don't know if I caught that last time, but there's a big old Thai chili picture right there on top. So duh, I should have caught that. And we have 2 packs of salted cashews from Planters. That's definitely a recognizable brand. I've also seen those RX bars as well, so a couple recognizable brands there. What do we have here? Sweet chili and lime. Oh yeah, the basmati rice. And last we have some tuna and peas. I gotta heat this, right? I'm looking at the chat. I need to heat this. This is not something that should be eaten cold, right? Or is it? Maybe it is. If you guys don't mind, also to hit that thumbs up or down. Either way, you can eat that cold. I figured you could eat it cold, being as though we have this sweet chili and lime rice. It looks like this is probably the meal I'm going to go with. Smoked oysters. Oh, God. I'm going to look for LC's response to, but obviously there was a plan behind this. And I can only assume that these two are to be mixed together. And this is probably meant to go with some of these Bagel Crisps over here. So we will pull those out of there. Unless there were some crackers in the... Yeah, no. I didn't think so. In the breakfast. Got a whole bunch of candy bars that are going to be going out in the next boxes that I send out. It's these charity... We fund charities. These charity bars. But yeah, I'm going to be giving... I've probably got, I don't know, 50 of them. Kitty, go on. Go on. Get. Okay. Let me scroll back up here and see if LC responded to what the plan is here. You can eat the tuna and peas cold, but like hitting your hands with a hammer, do you really want to? Yeah. Okay. I get that. Very thrilled that you like the smoked oysters, Smokey. Okay. They'll be interesting to test myself with. Look, go on, cat. All right, can I heat this in the package? Squeeze the sides, tear the strip, microwave, heat in a pan. Guess you can't heat it in the package. That's what it's looking like. So I need to put this in a glass bowl and microwave it for... How long? I don't know. Probably not long. A minute, minute and a half, something like that. Since it's just at room temperature. So we are on to dinner tonight. That bag there. We've got our chocolates and our stroop waffles here. Okay, we need a drink, and we have hot sauce in here that can come out to play. Thunder Bay, Ontario. This is red habanero. Focus on the... Yeah, there you go. Camera, need to focus on the hot sauce. So I need to heat up this can. Okay. So this will get heated up. Best before, see the package. There's the ingredients. 34% peas, yellowfin tuna, 26%, water, sunflower oil, tomato paste, salt, and then trace amounts of everything else there. Alright. Sebastian, dude, you gotta stop. Right. Drinks. That's what I was. Let's go with the Organica Enhanced. Wait, this is not a drink. This is collagen. My bad. We got coffee and tea. Did I do both last week? I can't remember if I did both or not. We'll go with the vanilla tea this week. Yeah, because that'll go good with the stroopwafel. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Now, I need to put this in a bowl and heat this up. And we're going to have to get into the Bagel Crisps for the pate. I think I'm on that because I should have been eating lunch before dinner anyway. But it is, as you guys know, like 9 o'clock here. So, all right, heat this up, and then I'll come back in just a minute. And I got some old 91 applesauce that's been sitting around here that I'm going to try because why not? I love old applesauce. If it's even remotely held up, I'll eat that. All right, be right back, guys. Okay. I gotta go right back after the tuna and peas because I do not want to leave that in boiling water for very long. Applesauce out of the way. Let's get a tray up here. Sebastian, bro. Seriously, stop. All right. It seems like one of the kids had part in making this meal. I don't know whether it was Molleigh or Mae, so I'm just going to refer to both. Defer, I guess, is what I will do. And this is just straight dark chocolate. 85%. That's probably one of the highest cocoa contents maybe I've ever seen. It's Swiss, too. Where? Switzerland. Alright. Tea. That's what I was going for. Tea. Gotta grab sugar while I'm in there. I meant to do that, and I totally spaced and forgot. But we can get this steeping. And it's been about 2.5 minutes that can has been in boiling water now. And I don't want to wait too long to throw a stroopwafel on top of that. So let's take a look at the peanut butter and chocolate RX bar here. It contains 14 peanuts, 3 egg whites, and 2 dates. That's it. No BS. It smells, what are those bars that I used to eat all the time? Laura bars. That's what it smells like. A Laura bar, kind of. If you've ever had one of those before. Basically like a fruit base, similar to a protein bar. I am a cashew fan, so, and you can't go wrong with Planters. I mean, they are the best. Usually, I think, well, my experience, they've never let me down. I really just want to eat one of those right now. I'm going to. I'm not going to wait. Look at that. Big old fat cashew. Yeah. Good stuff. Alright, I'm going to go get that stuff. I don't want to leave it in there too long. You gotta stop. Alright. So, oh, forgot the sugar. Of course I did. Of course. Sweet chili and lime. Basmati rice. And we have our tuna and peas. Ow, 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 hot, hot. Yep, that definitely got hot enough. Alright. Add some sugar to this tea. Real quick. Probably just put too much in there, but it'll be alright. Alright, next we will try to open up these corn nuts without destroying this bag because it feels like it's really full. It seems like a product out of like an Oriental store of some type. I don't know if it'd be Korean or what. Those look pretty good. Garlic flavored. Yep, I'm not waiting on those either. They look really like puffed compared to other corn nuts I've had. Not quite as, I don't know, those just look puffy. Give it a try. Oh wow, they are. Those are awesome. I wish all corn nuts were like that. I see a couple in here, right, well, still not even quite. That one's even more puffed than they typically are. But more similar to this than, say, that. And very I don't know how. I guess heat. I don't know how that works. Like popcorn, kind of like heat it up and it'll start to fluff up. I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, the texture of those is awesome. Really good stuff. So the eating utensil here. Get this out. Okay, I did wash that last week. Last time I used it. I'm gonna need. I don't have anything. Let's burn my fingers. Oh yeah. Let me move this before it ends up getting oil all over it. Oh man. Just gonna have to grin and bear it. Maybe. Ow. Yeah. Napkin. I meant to keep the napkin you sent too, but my old lady ended up using it for something I don't know what. Very hot. Yikes. Maybe if I keep the lid like that, I can somewhat handle it without having to grab the whole can, which is actually quite hot. If you guys don't mind to hit that thumbs up or down, either way, don't mind. Just give Google its feedback. All right, let's it's like a lot of peas in there, obviously. I think that was the main ingredient here. Now, LC, am I supposed to just dump this over on the rice or what? How's that supposed to work? Get the old pate here. Now this is chili. Yep. Spicy Thai chili. It smells a lot like the chicken salad that I get in cans like this. I think it's made by Bumblebee, the one I typically eat a lot. Well, not a lot. It's been a while since I've actually had that. It's probably been a year or longer. But all right, here comes the item that I don't know if I'm going to have enough bravery to consume or not. It's probably not. It's Best Buy 2025. So long-term storage here. You get a 3-year shelf life, which really means that you could probably do like, oh no, like 6 years. Wow, those are big. Yeah, I don't know about this, guys. I don't know. Is this something that is that something that you would typically eat, LC, or kids? Or are you just trying to punish me? Because it looks like a punishment more than it does look like food. I'm gonna try this rice on its own. It's nice and hot, as you can see, steam rolling off of it. I didn't put it in there very long, like a minute 10, minute 20, I can't remember. Alright, here we go. Oh, that's hot. That's really hot. Took up a lot of the lime. Wow, really? I mean, there's some hot sauce right here. So, alright, Sean. You talked me into trying them, I guess. Even though I don't know, man. I just have a feeling that that texture is not going to work for this old chap. So the chili side of this is very light. Although there is a little bit of spice there, It also has like a floral flavor to it, and the lime. The lime is the main flavor that I pick up there. I know my flavor scents aren't working like they should be, so I'm doing my best when it comes to the descriptions here. Okay, let's get a few of these Bagel Crisps out of here. Should be good. Alright, so there's definitely no way that I can go in on those raw. Just by the no way. Let's give one of these Bagel Crisps a try just to see what we're working with here flavor wise. And I think these were flavored too, right? No, let's see. What? No, just maybe sea salt on these? Yeah, sea salt. Just salty. Okay. Alright, let's give it a try. Those are very well balanced. I figured it wouldn't be salty enough, but it's just right. Those are very good actually. Huh. So yeah, these are pretty impressive. The quality is very good. They're very evenly toasted. Obviously very crunchy as well. But the salt level on them, I would say is perfect. Oh yeah, the tea. I'm still steeping back here. There we go. A little bit of dip in there. Alright. Yeah. What did I do with the bag that this came in? I do not know. Napkin. Oh, good night, Miss Gail. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up or down before y'all take off, if you don't mind. Yeah, I encourage the thumbs down. If you either way, it's definitely just feedback. Oh wow, look at that! It's freaking got whole peppers in it. That's a whole pepper. I did not expect to see an entire pepper in there. Well, I guess if you're going to do it, just go ahead and overdo it, right? I'm just going to go for the whole thing. The whole chili. The whole enchilada. That is was it Thai chili? Alright, here we go. Down the hatch. So it's got a sweetness to it. That the spiciness of that entire pepper. I'm still chewing the pepper up, but you know, that's something that that I wouldn't typically eat usually, but it's got a really nice balanced flavor to it. It's not too fishy, because I'm not a huge fan when it comes to fish, but this isn't very fishy at all. It's very mild, and there's a lot of flavor going on here. The oil, I think, somewhat neutralizes the heat. Although, again, my flavor impact here is not going to be that great because I just can't taste fully right now. All right. The bagel crisp are really a nice way to eat that, which is how I'm going to have to try that back there. If I can work up the gumption to try that. How many of them things are in there? Let's see. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's at least 13, maybe 14 of those things in that can. Now, if it was the end of the world, and I found a can of those and I hadn't eaten in a week, that'd probably be the best thing I ever tasted. But this is not the end of the world. And I have eaten in the last week. So, I don't know, man. Oh. Let's get on to the, is this tuna? Yeah, tuna and peas. I don't know why tuna and peas go together. I guess it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. But for some reason, that is a dish that I've seen before. So there must be a reason. Or someone discovered that peas mixed with tuna is good. So, I don't know. Here we go. Peas and tuna. No. Not what I don't get it. First of all, oil and peas don't mix. It makes it weird. Peas don't need that added viscous liquid and like that, almost like a sweetness that oil has. Yeah, I don't know about that. Now, I will get another bite of this, and we will get into some of this rice and see how this plays out working together. Yeah, the salmon and oysters and tuna last. I don't know that I can do the oysters, man. I don't know if I can do it. Oh, look at that. I'm sorry, that just doesn't look like food to me. I'm not trying to act like... I mean, I know some people like this, which is fine. So, with this, again, the rice's flavor, to me, overpowered everything. It's very strong. It's very strong flavored rice. The lime, it just really is strong, the lime flavor. That is some really nice chunk tuna right there. Oh, look at this one. What happened to that? Isn't that weird? Compared to that. Oh, look, here's another flat one. Look at that. Weird. Gotta give those a try. The flat ones. Wow, that's a lot of flavor. Those taste burnt. Oh yeah, Nope. You know what? Um, that tastes green. It tastes awful. Those taste awful. What the heck? Like they weren't ripened or something. Very odd. That or, you know what? Those could have been chunks of garlic. Those could have been chunks of garlic because it's so strong and bitter and burnt. Like a burnt flavor. I don't know. I gotta get that out of my mouth. Oh, it is sliced garlic. It's awful. Oh, it's so strong and like it had a slight green flavor to it, but it's just not. Yeah, I don't know. I would not do that again, to be honest. There it is. There's another piece right there. Weird. Who enjoys straight garlic? Anybody? I know a couple people that eat a lot of garlic. Um, Steve is one of them. Steve eats a lot of garlic. Puts it in a lot of like protein mixes and drinks because it's really good for you. Raw garlic's amazing for your digestive tract. It does things like lower your blood pressure. It does all kinds of like good stuff. But I don't know what's up with this where it's dried maybe. Raw diced up with vinegar. See now like the vinegar I could see that cutting the flavor. This is one of the stronger flavors that I've been able to taste. And I'm not gonna. It wasn't pleasant, but it was pretty much what you would think, except it having that really burnt flavor. I don't understand that, unless it's just where it's toasted. I'm not really sure. Very kind of odd. Garlic's great, especially in Italian food. Garlic's good in a lot of dishes if you use it correctly. I mean, obviously, garlic bread, that's a big one that a lot of Americans eat. Little Caesars has like a garlic cheesy bread thing that it's actually pretty awesome. That reminds me. I don't know why I just thought of this, but History Savior. He hit that 1,000 subscribers, so he's going to be doing that big giveaway thing that he was going to do over there on his channel. You guys go click on History Savior's link down in my description. Go over there, subscribe to his channel, get yourself ready or maybe even entered. I have not checked, but we can do that right now. Let's check History Savior's channel really quick. History Savior's been doing some really awesome, interesting stuff over the past year or so. In real life. Maybe some on his channel too. I haven't checked his channel in a while. They've been rerunning Eating History, or they just started the last week. History. There we go. 1941. So he's up to. He's over the 1,000. War Room. That was a month ago. Cool. So he did a little investigation of his war room. Is my war room haunted? Looks like he has not made the giveaway video yet, so cool. You guys got plenty of time to go over there. Last time he posted was 3 weeks ago. German World War II desk items. Looks like it's the last video he put up. But he's got a really cool man cave war room set up. He did that probably like 3 or 4 years ago. I remember when he done it. I'm sure he had one before then, but he redone it or built a new one or something. I remember when he done it. Did I just repeat myself? I did. I could hear it in my own ears. Alright. Oh, man. I don't know if I can do this or not. I'm going to play with my food here for a second. That looks like the smallest one right there. Oh, no. Oh, it's not. It's... Oh, man. Is it stuffed with something? Is it supposed to be like that? Man. What is that? Hang on a second. Are these stuffed oysters? Because they don't look it. This one doesn't look like it has any, like a slit in it. Are they supposed to be green on the inside like that? Let me cut this one open, look in it too. Maybe that was just a fluke. Nope, that one's... that one's also got whatever that is. That's some sort of something. There's stuff something in there, green in color. You know, oh, well, you know, it's really not what I... Oh, yeah. Alright. Oops. I'm just going to have to pick that thing up with my fingers. Some habanero. What is it? I had huge fried oysters with lots of green inside. I don't understand what the green stuff is. Let me take a look at this can real quick and see if it says something about... Wait, I got a box somewhere. Right here. Hardwood smoked oysters in sunflower oil. Is that like their insides, like what they eat? I don't know anything about oysters, in case you can't tell. I've never cared because I never had any plans on eating any oysters. I know Adam Richmond will actually talk to him about this. That's one of his he can't like stand even seeing oysters anymore. He got engorged on them one time in a competition. Ate a whole bunch of them. Cloverleaf seaweed. It doesn't say anything about putting anything in either of these, having anything in them. Not stuffed oysters or anything like that. It's just smoked oysters in sunflower oil. I'm sure you guys probably know whether or not it's that's normal or not. I don't, obviously, know if that's normal. I guess it probably is. It's like sausage. You don't really want to know what's in it. I think this is more like what the oyster consumed when it was alive. It's still in it. I think that's what's going on here. And it, whatever, I mean, I guess it would eat some sort of algae or something like that. Right? I don't know. I mangled 2 of them. Kind of looking at what's contained inside of there. I mean, it's the same thing that makes a pearl, right? Oysters are what makes pearls, or is it clams? What makes a freaking pearl? Do they both make pearls? I don't know. Plug the nose. Shut the eyes and down the hatch. Yep, that's pretty much what I plan on doing. I'll, just so you guys know that I'm not cheating. Should have tried that hot sauce. I don't know that I really want to be smelling this right now. You know, I want to try that hot sauce before I do this, just to make sure it's not like blazing saddles hot. Just put some on this spoon. It's got a little bit of heat to it. A little bit of sweetness to it. Habaneros, they have like this fresh, citrusy, almost sweetness to them. This does have a sweetness to it, like it's got maybe a slight bit of sugar added. Bell pepper, onion, white vinegar, habaneros, organic cane sugar, garlic, lime juice, and kosher salt and canola oil. Pretty simple ingredients. I did not shake it. That's probably a problem, because it looks like a thick, chunky, like almost like a chunky sauce. And I just put the runny stuff on, which is fine. Yeah, it's not super hot or anything like that. It's definitely out of my comfort zone. Let me just throw that out there. A little bit of a struggle here. Ah. I do not like that. Mm-mm. Not rubbery at all. Reminds me, if you've ever had tongue, very similar. Very tender. I do not like that at all. I don't know. There was something, especially about that, like, I don't know if it's just the part where it attached. Oh, it just creeps me out. I think it's more the thought of what it is, I guess. I don't know. I should think about all animals in the same, like, fashion, the same way. But for some reason, my brain and ocean animals, seafood in general, something, I have a disconnect with aquatic foods that I've never really been able to overcome to enjoy that type of stuff. Because I see people eat like crab and like lobster, and I'm like, God, that seems like that'd be really good. I've tried it a couple times. It's just like I can't. I just really can't. It's just not. It's not in my comfort zone. But that oyster, the texture of that, very similar to tongue that I've had before. And surprisingly, the tongue that I had before, it was beef. I think it was beef tongue. Or was it? I can't remember the last time I had it. Was actually really good. Surprisingly enough, it was tasty. It's just like a more enhanced beef flavor. And I've also had heart. And that was also a similar texture to the heart that I had, which is just like a really tender meat. Like, And when I say really tender, I mean really tender. Not rubbery, just kind of a fall apart type thing. Um, Creamier than cream. No, wait a minute. Are we talking about oysters? I probably have eaten a lot of worse things, but it's something about me and I guess just me and seafood that just don't line up. I think it's a texture thing. Everything that's fishy seems slimy or rubbery, like gelatinous, and maybe that's what it is. That's a lot of what it is. Maybe if not all what it is. This tea, it's got a lot of flavor going on. Almost like a slight cinnamon. I know it's vanilla. It said vanilla tea. Maybe a little bit of vanilla there. I don't know. Let's finish this up over here. Okay, real quick, I'm going to go heat this tea up just a little bit. Actually, you know what? I don't know that adding more hot water to it. It can stand to be watered down a little bit. I don't think that'll make it hot enough, though. Yeah, no. I'm going to go heat it up so I can put one of those street waffles on top of it. I'll be right back. Why is the refrigerator standing light? Well, that should have done it. Hopefully. Alright, street waffle time. Yeah, at least it's steaming. That's important to try to do this properly. You got to have a healthy level of steam. There you go. Okay. I can't remember which one of these I tried. Can't remember. I think no, there you go. Tried the orange last week. Not last week, but you know what I'm trying to say. No offense to the kids, by the way, Molleigh or Mae. I just don't think. Yeah, the oysters is not my cup of tea, so to say, so to speak. Yep. All right. Move the hot sauce over here. The hot sauce will be getting used for probably. It takes me a long time to go through a thing of hot sauce, but hot sauce doesn't go bad that I know of. Never had any go bad on me. I mean, it gets hotter, but am I doing? This is what I was wanting to go after. It's the RX bar. This is the chocolate peanut butter version of the RX bar. It smells like a Lara bar. It's like some chocolate right there. Alright, give it a try. Huh. Must have picked up some salt from back there. Melting all over my fingers. Weird. So that does have a slight peanut butter flavor to it. The chocolate, has got a, I don't know, it's got a weird, I mean, as you can see, it kind of just looks like some fruit leather, kind of. And that chocolate is really melted. Okay, that's unsweetened chocolate, is what that is. Very weird. I haven't had unsweetened chocolate in so long. The squid from Spain? No. I'm not going to hate on it, but I can't think of very many people that would enjoy that. I can think of some people who would fake enjoy it and say, "Oh yeah, that's pretty good." But yeah, the squid in the Spanish rations is not good. Yeah, these are really nice because just all natural. It's got a really nice all natural flavor to it. Not too shabby. Very good, healthy snack. A lot of protein going on there. I think there was like, what? I want to say 14 grams of protein. No, 12 grams of protein in that little tiny bar, which is a lot. I mean, that's enough nutrients packed in that little bar. That could keep you going for half the day of like some pretty decent, say hiking. Say you were hiking. You could get by with one of those bars for a solid half a day if you were hiking, I think. I don't think you'd be deprived of anything really. So you can hydrate, obviously. Okay, we've got this very high cocoa content, our finest product of Switzerland, dark chocolate bar. Sebastian, dude, stop! I know. Come in here and sit with you, and then they take off, and you get upset. I know. But you're gonna have to chill, buddy. Sebastian. Poor puppy. Let's see if I'm masterful enough to unwrap this without completely demolishing the wrapper, which I doubt it. I think it's actually like glued right here on the edge. Let me see. Yep, it is. So it's just going to have to be ripped. This is some mega dark chocolate. Looks like we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 squares. Dude. Enough. Alright. Looks like I might have a little bit of a circular design on it. Big old pieces. I don't think I even broke it right. so much for trying to get it out of there nicely. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's just got a nice little stamp on it there. What's that say? I think it's like confectioner Susie. It's a good looking piece of chocolate. Wish it had broke a little bit better than that. Got my thumbprint on it. And it is definitely melting. So let's give it a try. It's weird. 10 years ago, I'd have hated this chocolate. Because it's bitter. It's lightly sweet. It's got a lot of cocoa flavor. Like natural cocoa flavor. And I guess it's I've become accustomed to this flavor after time, and it's because of eating dark chocolate in military rations. That's what got me started on dark chocolate. International military rations. You're never going to see most likely never going to see a dark chocolate bar, solid milk chocolate, or solid dark chocolate bar in a U.S. ration. It's probably not going to happen. It's going to be milk chocolate because we're American. We love sweet and fat. We want to get fat. So this is the type of chocolate that can actually be considered beneficial to your heart. I think LC could probably testify to some of the links between dark chocolate. She probably knows more than I do. And the health benefits behind it. But it's got a really nice texture to it. It does melt, and it's really, really, really smooth and silky. Stop, dude. That's definitely some of the darkest chocolate I've ever had. Maybe I've had it 85% before. Stop. All right. I think my stroop waffle is about to slide down in my tea mug. I haven't eaten cashews in a while. They almost have like a almost like a meatiness to them in the texture. After I don't know, just something about them. The fat content. Take him back the hallway. It's gotten really soft in the middle, that's for sure. Look at this. Focus. There we go. That is what it's supposed to do. That is the proper way to eat a stroopwafel with a cup of coffee or tea. It just says that these are syrup waffles, and they do have a maple, like kind of maple flavor to them, like maple syrup. They go really good with this tea. Wow, I got that tea way too hot. Oh my gosh. It's extremely hot. Guess I could dip that back down in there for a second. Yeah, the tea is probably like 20 to 30 degrees too hot for me to drink right now. It's good for dipping though. Now we're going to try one of these 52% Drost of Holland. What's up? What are you looking for?
What show are you guys with? I guess it's in my room.
No, it's not there.
I guess it's in my room.
These are the dark chocolate ones. Let's look at the difference in the nutritional on these here. 221 on the calories here per 8 pieces. Wow. This is going to melt all over me, so down the hatch it goes. Same on the fat. 23 grams of carbs on the dark. Same protein. 28 milligrams of sodium over here. More calcium. I tell you what, these are really good, and they got a lot of sweetness going on. But there's a stark difference between this and that. You wouldn't think that that percentage would make that big a difference, but it most certainly does. All right. I picked up a bunch of salt on that back there. Almost forgot about this, but I'm not going to skip it. This applesauce has been sitting around, just floating around my house for at least 4 years, maybe longer. I don't know why I haven't done something with it or ate it. Looks like it's a 92, 2136, and the box was a 91 box. That's weird. Okay, so the box doesn't match the retort. Go for this while this tea is still mega hot. You're going to need the channel locks. There's a pair in the bathroom. All right, let me get a little bowl. A little condiment bowl. I don't know if I think it'll all fit in here. I never use this little bowl, so it accumulates dust in it. Melmac, whatever bowl. Now I do just want to take the corner off, so I am going to use my knife so I can get it into this little bowl here properly. Alright, let's see what it's looking like. Ooh, a little bit dark. A A bit thick too, really. I expected it to be more on the runny side, which honestly, that can be a good thing or a bad thing when it comes to this old, aged applesauce. This stuff, I mean, it has the potential to get really weird, or it can be really, really, really pleasant. I was going to just taste it off there, but I want a genuine reaction here of a little bit of this. Now, by looking at that, you would think, oh, that's some good looking applesauce with cinnamon and sugar in it. Maybe some brown sugar. No. This is just standard applesauce that has oxidized. This should be about the color of this bowl. It should be very light colored, see-through even. And it is not. And it does look like it's kind of like a cinnamon applesauce, but I'm telling you it's not. Alright. Well, let's give this... Let's see, how old is this? 30 years old. This is a 30-year-old applesauce. It does look more like apple butter. You are correct, Quint. That's a good observation. I would agree with that. It's just oxygen damage. That's mainly what's happened here. The apples have oxidized, or the apple content of the applesauce, which is mainly all it is. So here we go. Let's give it a try. It's actually a lot more texture going on here than I thought, and it's slightly fermented, sweet and sour. It surely doesn't taste like it did 30 years ago, but that's why I like old applesauce. That it's this weird sweet fermented flavor that you cannot get any other way other than having old applesauce like this. Matter of fact, let's just I've had it on old MRE crackers before, never on a bagel chip like this before. Oh my god, dude. The sweet and the salty really balance themselves out there. I'm even going to try it with a little piece of this street waffle. Why not? Let's try them together here. That maple flavor might mix really well here. I think most people wouldn't like this. This is another acquired taste that I've come to enjoy over the years. I haven't eaten as many old MREs lately as I used to. I kind of miss that, but I'm very, very low on my vintage MRE stash. I have I don't know. I probably got maybe, if I was to gather them all together, which I don't have them all together, but I probably got like maybe 2 or 3 cases worth. And I, in New York, left behind probably 5 cases worth of brown bags. And I love to have those back if, well, not if, but eating history has them, and I really would like to have them back. Yeah, the street waffle mixed well. Got the applesauce in my mustache. A la drunk moose. Trying to decide what cigarette I'm going to smoke. One from Miss Marilyn. I believe that's going to be the route to go. I do have some, probably the last Polish Rations that I'll be able to get. Delicious did send them out. I've still got to PayPal him for those. And we'll be having one of those here on the live stream. He picked me up 3 SRGs before what's going on with Ukraine and the migrant issue. There's a lot of refugees headed to Poland and already in Poland, I guess what I should say. But he told me, I read this just a little bit ago, right before we started this live stream, that the price per SRG has went up like I think he said like 5 times what it was. They're over $35 a piece in Poland right now for an SRG. To pick up an SRG in Poland right now, it's over $35. That is insane. They've always been affordable to pick up over there, and then you got to pay for the shipping to get them over here, which is kind of what that kind of evens the price out. But if you're paying $35 a piece for them over there, by the time you get them here, I mean, you're going to have over $50 a piece in them most likely. It's just not going to be worth it. As of today, 1.5 million people have headed to Poland. I know Poland is, I guess, the easiest pathway for them to get out, and only women and kids. I wonder if they're what's the age cutoff that they're using over there? Is it like 16, 17, 18? Are they using the 18 number for males to not, if you're 17 and under, you can leave? I heard someone said something interesting. It seems like most of the people that are hanging back are doing it because they want to help, right? It kind of seems that way. But of course, they pick and choose what they air. They pick and choose what interviews that they had that they're going to put on the news. So I take that with a grain of salt. But for them to put a law in, they enacted a law that said that, any men, I'm assuming 18 or over, are not allowed to leave, and they have to fight. So I don't know that we would have to do that in America, although they are making it to where nobody really has a whole lot of pride in what's going on here now. It'd be hard to stand up for this place like you would have 20, 30 years ago. It's not fun to talk about or think about. Goodbye, Miss Renee. Hi, MFOS. Who's MFOS? MFOS. Elsie said, nope, Renee. I see Tracy Phillips is here. Let me just go through here and say hello. What's up, Spicy? Spicy Tuna Rolls. Where are you at right now, Spicy Tuna Rolls? Are you in Canada? I can't remember where you're at. See, I've always heard bear meat, I'm reading back. I've always heard bear meat was really gamey. And I think I've had bear jerky before. I've had a bunch of that jerky stuff like alligator and ostrich and a bunch of stuff. That reminds me that Cyanide Cookies, or Dan, he sent me 3 pieces of jerky, and I had 2 pieces. I cut 1 piece off, and I kept 2 pieces I wanted to eat on a live stream. I don't know what happened to those. They were sitting right here, and then they fell, but I picked them up, and I done something with them. I don't know what I done with them. Anyways, I think he had kangaroo in there, which I've never had kangaroo. These are such good aged cigarettes. I don't get it. Try that. Just take the puff off of it. Well, it's 30 years older, and that's a light, by the way. But it doesn't taste dry or anything like that, does it? Like weird. Really good. Reading up through the chat. Reading up through the chat. There's Quint. Be downstairs doing reviews before you know it. Moose, usually bear meat. Not a fan. Not a fan of bear. See, I've never had moose. And as far as like trying meats goes, you can't really base anything on jerky, in my opinion. If you dry a meat out enough, it's just it's gonna take on whatever spices and smoke whatever that you use to jerkify it to make it into jerky. So, if you're gonna try meat, you really need to have like a piece of a steak or something off of said animal to really get a idea of what the flavor of that meat's gonna be like. Like I'm not a fan. Not a fan of goose or duck. Either one. I don't know what it is about those birds, but they're just not. They're not a good poultry in my opinion. If I'm a white meat kind of guy though, so if it comes down to like white meat turkey and white meat chicken, that's what I prefer. Like 100 times out of 100, I'll pick the white meat. Aged crab apples. Oh yes, I've seen that before, Ordo. I've seen videos. I've seen a video of a drunk moose. I don't know if they were crab apples or just apples that had been laying on the ground that they ate. Which an apple, when it lays there long enough and it starts to rot out, it's going to ferment. If there's a bunch of them and they'd have to eat a bunch, like a bunch, to really get a buzz off of that. You would think, which of course they're going to have zero tolerance at all because they've never had any type of alcohol or anything like that. So maybe it wouldn't take as much, but I have seen videos of the drunken moose from eating apples before. There are videos out there on YouTube, and I think I've seen it on like America's Funniest Home Videos, probably 20 some years ago, something like that. So that's been around for a while as far as videos of it. Oh, Daniel, yeah, dude, that's actually nothing compared to what I left behind. That's just honestly, the brown bags are a small part of it because the brown bags, some of them, especially one case that was literally boxed up the month of my birthday and my birth year. I'll probably not find another case like that. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's highly unlikely that I'll find another June of 1982 case still sealed. The case I had was really nice, had a really nice history to it, and I'll probably not. It's highly unlikely that I'll find another case of the same month, same year. Oh, hey, changing the plural of moose to moosin. Who's with me? Moosin. Mooses. Mooses. Moose. Moose. I've never really thought about it. There's a few words or animals like that, right? I kind of got a little bit of a head buzz from this thing. Lightheadedness. It's good stuff. Every time I put one out, it sucks. Can't thank Miss Marilyn enough for those. I would be open to trying moose jerky and bear jerky. I just, like I said, I think the jerky way is kind of a, you can't get a real assessment for the meat from a jerky. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up or down, folks. 31, I can see 31 thumbs up. It doesn't show me the down until later after it uploads or whatever. And I think it's bullcrap that the creator can't turn the thumbs down counter on so people can see it. I think it's crap that YouTube took that away. And the reason they took that away, argue or not, is because of Joe Biden and them. The videos that were going up with him and Kamala and all them were getting so many thumbs down. I think they had one of the most hated videos outside of that Justin Bieber video from way back in the day that is the most hated video on YouTube, which the thumbs down counter to that is gone now. I can't even remember what that video is. Something awful, I'm sure. The wonder if cigarettes are available in Poland. Our unit for International Legion will have to get some for our Ukrainian counterparts. I think Poland's still like rolling pretty normal, pretty like I don't think they got any shortages or anything going on just yet. I've talked, I've asked actually and talked to a couple of people, so it seems like I mean they got an influx of people obviously, which is going to maybe stress their supply chain, but dude, look. It's hard to talk about this rationally without people trying to turn it around like you're pro-Russia or, you know, it's not anything about that. The things that the United States government have implemented without even asking us as a collective or voting on it or anything. The way that they're going after people's property without any type of trial or anything like that, I totally disagree with. I seen where they were seizing super yachts and all kinds of crap, just going into international play and just like, oh, this is ours now. No, that's not how democracy works. Like that's not how due process works. That's not how these things are supposed to play out. And doing what they've done, basically punishing the Russian people and cutting them off and doing what they're doing to the American dollar is extremely, extremely scary. I don't know that we'll ever recover from this. I think any country who has used the United States dollar as the standard, as they have for many, many years now, are second guessing and having second thoughts about continuing with that process, because at any moment, just like they've done just recently, they can just cut them off like the whole country. That's not how this is supposed to work. The whole sanctions and just what they've done with cutting the banks off and everything like that, that is not okay, in my opinion. It's not gonna play out well for us. We're gonna be trying to fix this screw up for many years to come, I have a feeling, unless something miraculous happens. I foresee it being a problem. And you know, typically I don't talk about this type of stuff, but you know, I don't care. I'm going to talk about it. It's kind of what's going on in the world. I like to hear from you guys. I like to have a conversation about it because I don't get to talk about it very often. Everyone's driving super slow around LA on the freeways. Yeah, probably driving 55, trying to draft off each other to save gas. Hypermiling, if you've ever done that, you know what it is. It was last week. I know I talked about it last week, but gas here was at like 3.04 a gallon, which is high. But it was at like 3. It was lower than everywhere else, though. It was lower than everywhere else around here. Gas here, where I live, at the gas station that I go to, was $3.04 a gallon. And then the next day that I went to get gas, it was $3.99 a gallon. So it went up 95 cents in a 24-hour period. And I asked the guy working at the gas station, like, what the heck happened, man? Like, gas went up way too much. I've never seen it go up that much in that short a period. And he said that they raised gas 3 times that day, and one of the raises was 50 cents. One of the price hikes, and now it's 4.10 or something like that. I think 4.09. something like that. And I have to put 93 in my car, and I think I paid $4.69 2 days ago when I got gas. So yeah, gas is a very small part of what's going on. Honestly, I don't think that that's a whole lot of the focus. Um, it's there's going to be so many other things to come from what's going on and what's happening, that gas will be one of the last of our concerns. Like gas, we have all kinds of reserves, which is just oil that hasn't been mined. Like that's what that is. It hasn't been mined yet, so it's a reserve. And another thing that I was thinking about was they said there's 9,000 drilling permits and open drilling permits. And the reason there are 9,000 open drilling permits is because they'll go apply for a permit and then they'll test to see if it's worth drilling there. If there's nothing there to drill, then they're not going to waste money and just say, well, I hope maybe we get lucky. And no, they got ways of checking and testing to see if there's going to be any oil down there to get. And Minnie, go on. Go. All right. A ton of them were on hold because the pipeline was yanked. Another great example. That was a very look. We were energy independent. Like we were an exporter. We were an energy exporter, which we need to be. Like we need to be, so we don't rely on anybody else for our own energy. Like we need to mine our own coal. We have it. We have the coal here. We need to mine our own coal. We don't need to be shipping it in from Japan or China, one or the other. I know we were getting Asian coal. The power plant that I worked at, which I could take you out front and you could see it from my front porch where I worked at for years at the power plant up here. The coal that we were getting was being shipped in from overseas. I don't understand how that could be more efficient, cleaner, anything. It doesn't make sense. After you factor in all the fuel that you're burning to ship that coal from over there to here, it may be slightly cheaper somehow, but it's dirty coal. It's dirty, nasty. It's not good coal. The coal that we have here is way cleaner. And it's got to be way more efficient to mine it here. It creates jobs here. Like all those things, coal mining is not a great job. Like there's a lot of health risks and health issues that arise from being a coal miner. But if you live in West Virginia, coal mining is just one of those things it's a way of life. It's a way of life here. If you don't know somebody or know somebody who knows somebody who's either a coal miner or was a coal miner, then you're not really from West Virginia. See, that's another thing, Steve, that I was thinking about. So they had those 9,000 open permits. And the way that their restrictions are, and the way they're taxing everything, and the way that the government's sticking their hands out like this right now, which don't even get me started on the IRS raises that they just got, which was like 6.5% or something crazy like that. And I don't know, I hope that they have not hired that 85,000 new IRS workers, but I saw a statement that Joe Biden made yesterday or day before. And he said, I'm going to be the first president to reduce the debt by $1 trillion in a year. The only way that he could ever possibly do that is by taxing every single one of us more money, taking more money from us. I've thought about this, and I think we all collectively could agree that we've, as a country, made some bad decisions to get to where we're at. And I think everybody who could would voluntarily help pay down the debt by chipping in a little bit of extra money every single year at tax time. If every single person that could, which I would hope would be most people, if you could get this message out and appeal to enough people, and ship out anywhere in between $100 to $200 extra every year, I think the debt could be. It'd take a while. Don't get me wrong; it would take a while, but I think it would chip away at the debt. I think people would be surprisingly more on board with that than they would be having the IRS dig through their taxes and try to audit them on things that don't make any sense, and implementing new tax laws and all this crap that's just going to make it not very pleasurable to live here. Yep, the lithium batteries, that's another thing. Those mines, whatever they are, that contain, what is that they have to have for the chips and lithium batteries and all that stuff. Like, we were in a position at one point, like a year ago or something, where we were negotiating, trying to get a piece of that, and for some reason they let that go, and now we're at the mercy. We're at their mercy. They said they're going to enact a corporate minimum tax. I agree with Sean. Government has outgrown its britches by about 100 pounds. So let's try to stuff a 300-pound guy into a pair of jeans that a 200-pound guy wears. That's kind of what it's going on. Big government has gotten way too big, in my personal opinion. I think that they've made laws and made laws and made laws, and after they start this stuff, even an emergency act like they did back in 2008, it was supposed to be temporary. It was supposed to just be last for a little while, and it's still going on today, 14 years later. They're still doing the exact same stuff that they enacted 14 years ago in 2008 in 2022. It was supposed to be temporary. Like, 14 years is not temporary. Temporary is like a year. I think that should be the cutoff. If it's called temporary in any sort of bill or law, 1 year is your cutoff. That's it. You get a year. And after that, it's over. You can't just keep extending it. No. It's temporary for a reason. Because it's bad for us. But if we could shrink the government by 75%, maybe even up to 95%, literally shrink it, and depend more on local governments, to maintain roads in your area, collect taxes in your area, we need to go through and revise the process a bit. We've just let big government get out of control. They've got way too much power. They don't ask us, really. When they're going to do something, they just do whatever they want. We're not involved in the thought process, the decision-making process at all, really, anymore. And it's easier today to get those opinions of your constituents as a government official, as a representative, than it ever has been before. It'd be easy to set up a way, other than to get the opinions and thoughts of the people that you're going to be speaking for. So, yeah, who will build the roads? Well, everybody wants to have roads. So it would be dependent on that area. Okay, so this county, everywhere a road runs through this county would be, they'd be on the hook for maintaining and building the roads. But it ain't that hard to, even if that's really the problem, to implement a nationalized road system and way for that to be dealt with on a national level, where it doesn't involve 10,000 bureaucrats. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's some magical impossibility, and like we'd all live in the pockets of nowhere without the government. Yeah. Well, I agree. I agree with what you're saying, because I think is what has happened is evolution of this grand experiment. Number one, it's gotten out of control, but also it got so corrupt at some point. And maybe it always was, but the corruption levels through the roof, and it's something where they have control of so many things now, of especially the mainstream media. They feed the mainstream media and literally control everything that a lot of people see. If you're not awake, or whatever you want to call it, if you're not willing to look beyond what all these corporate owned mainstream media outlets are telling you, and actually look at what's really going on, and what they're really talking about whenever they go and have these congressional meetings and sometimes sit through and listen to a 3 or 4 hour meeting in Congress, you don't really know what's going on. Great roads and infrastructure require high taxes. In Germany, gas tax is like $2.30 a gallon. So yes and no. I don't think it would. I mean, yes and no, I guess, is where I stand on that. Yeah, it's going to take a substantial amount. If you're going to do a nationalized system like that, it does take a substantial amount of money to do it nationally or to do it locally. But if you have those two working together on the national level and the local level, it really brings down the responsibility of the national level if the local level gets really involved in making sure and maintaining roads and bridges and railroad tracks. That's on the railroads though, so it's not like we travel on railroad really anymore. Airlines should be allowed to fail. Look, the term "too big to fail" is ridiculous. Nothing is too any. If you're going to fail, it's your fault. It's the company's fault for making bad decisions. If you invested in that company and you have $10 million worth of stock in that company, and you see that company failing, you're going to pull out whatever you can. You're going to lose money, but they're going to fail because people are going to pull out of that company. They're going to pull their stocks out of that company, and they just need to fail. They need to be allowed to fail. Being too big to fail is a very silly concept, in my personal opinion, because then you you got a company that was going to fail. They are literally a failure. They're a company that couldn't sustain themselves, and you're going to give them money to bail themselves out, which means that they're going to mismanage that money because they were failing. They were literally getting ready to shut their doors, and you come in and like the motor companies and stuff come to mind, the banks, ready to close the doors, and the government comes in and throws billions of dollars at them. So you're too large of a company to fail. Do you think that money's going to get mismanaged? Yeah, I mean, how many people got rich, filthy rich, and some of them went to court, got in trouble for it, whatever. Whenever they did those bailouts, especially with the banks and stuff like that, and these CEOs were taking crazy amounts of money. It's silly. Um, that's something that needs to be addressed and revised. Too big to fail. It never needs to be a thing again. Well, I tell you what, like I was to the point to where there it got ridiculous. 2020 with the election and everything that happened right after it. I was like, you know what? I can't continue watching this crap. I can't deal with it. It's just it's became too much, and there's so much lying going on, and you don't know what you can believe. So I was like, eh. Recent developments with the world, not just America, with the world, have kind of forced me to pay attention. Not that this is what I want to think about and want to deal with, or, uh, but it's kind of worrisome. It's kind of worrisome, yeah, man. Um, but you can't let it bring you down. You can't really, if you live through the way things are right now, um, you'll be one very unhappy person because of the way things are right now. Used to work near Lordstown where they had no local income tax. The roads and services in the winter are terrible. I pay 1.5. And see, like here, they tack all this stuff on our, like, for the town. As far as like the town where I live at right now, what they do is they tack that stuff on to your water bill. It's water and trash is what essentially you're supposed to be paying for there. And I think we pay for 3 or 4 other things on there. I have to look exactly what they describe them as. But one of those, I'm sure, is going for helping to take care of the roads, which they don't do here. Like, it's tearing my car up. The roads around here are so crappy. But what's really bad here is the water. The water is horrible. It's the worst water that you could just about the worst water that you could get. We live in the area, this area that I live in. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that C8 scandal about, I think it happened about 25 years ago when DuPont dumped all that C8 in the water. And because of what they done, it will be in the world's water supply forever. It will never go away. Had they not done that and had not dumped that in the water, it wouldn't be in it's literally in the world's water. It's in the oceans, it's everywhere, and it'll never go away. But a lot of people around here got paid off. They got on the class action lawsuit, and what'd you get, a $300 check? I didn't even join it. I should have. It causes cancer. It causes all this crap. But the water here in my particular little town that I live in is so disgusting that they've sent memos out. The last memo I got was about that thick, unfolded. So it was folded over 3 ways, and after unfolded, it was probably 25, 30 pages, a lot. And I started reading through it, and it just kind of made me sick of all the chemicals that they said were in the water that they couldn't get out of the water. Like, why not flush every bit of the water out and start over? We live right next to the Ohio River. Like, we have a filtration system. We can filter the Ohio River. What the heck was that about, Stella? Hey. Enough, big dog. I wish I knew where that paperwork was. I would show you guys what all it said. I think the water's so bad that even us showering in it is really, really bad for us. I think we're absorbing just more because we don't drink it or anything. We don't use it to cook. I have used it to cook with. I'm not supposed to use it to cook with. I have used it to cook with because if not, I'm going to have to dump out like big old pots of out of a 5-gallon jug or something. I don't have the 5-gallon jugs of water to do that. So yeah, I gotta stop doing that too. I gotta get away from this. I need to get out of this town, honestly. That's really what I should do. Because the water is really bad enough. It's probably killing us. See, up in Alaska, I can see you having some really good water up there. A lot of that glacier runoff and a lot of fresh water that's really good up there. The Ohio River is not clean by any stretch of the word, but it could be easily filtered out and made into good water for the town here. So, I don't know why we're not doing that. All right, guys. I'm going to pretty much sign off of here and finish eating up some of this stuff. This is probably going to be more of my dessert, but I don't know. I wish I could share this with you guys. It's like a delicacy. It's one of those things that You can't buy this. You can't get this anywhere else except a vintage MRE, and you don't even know what it's going to be like. You might open a vintage MRE, and it might not be anything like this. So this is a good one. I like this one. I didn't know whether I was going to like it or not. Stella, enough. Huh? Oh, cool. But all right, guys. I want to say thanks to each and every one of you guys that hung out for this live stream all the way to the end right here. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up or down. You know that. Thanks, LC and Molleigh and Mae for putting this together. I really had a fun time, and I got to try for the first time ever oysters tonight, which was a very interesting experience to get to go through that. If you guys hadn't seen them, I'd never tried it. Then you got to stop whining. I think my dog might be having belly issues. But all right, guys. Thanks to all my patrons. Thank you guys for being so kind to donate over there. I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys taking your time to sit here and hang out on the live stream. If you guys happen to watch this later, leave a comment. Google likes any type of interaction like that. And all right. I guess all I got left to do now is say thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next live stream. Later.